Well, lads, how it's all doing, and welcome back to the Boosh channel. Now, listen, I get what you're thinking. The fact the title says lock in, and I'm supposed to upload every single week, and it has been 2 weeks, right? And it looks like it goes against it. But listen, I've been busy locking into my own other work. You know, I've been locking in on other areas. Not this channel, right? And not really any channel. Well, technically, I've been making videos. But listen, I get it. It looks bad, right? But listen, I've been busy other places. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Boosh channel. This is kind of a topic that I want to talk about because it's just kind of something that I've been experiencing myself since the start of the year, since I made a resolution. And usually a lot of people don't stick to resolutions, and I'm kind of the same. But this year, I want to do that shit differently, right? Now, this is the start of the year. I could be saying this now, and I could be eating my own words coming to the end of the year. But, yeah, no, that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So why now? Why now am I locking in? Why now am I sitting down to finally do my work, you know, after all this time? Well, to be fully honest, you know, you got to bring it back, right? I wouldn't exactly be known for locking in. You know, I'm pretty bad at procrastinating. You know, I'd rather play a game than work. You know, it's just kind of that laziness factor, I think. And, you know, that shit plagued me for ages. You know, it has been plaguing me for ages. But recently, right, I don't know what happened. It just kind of, something kind of clicked, you know, or something kind of like dawned to me, I think, one of these days. I think it was, you know, I was like sitting down playing games and shit, and then, you know, whenever you're just playing something, and then you just get, like, you know, halfway through an existential crisis. I think I was playing Counter-Strike, and then I get an existential crisis halfway through, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck am I doing in my life? Why the fuck am I sitting here playing this goddamn game? I'm dreaming about becoming this, that, and the fucking other. I'm here sitting saying that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to own this, I want to have this. It's like, I'm saying all this shit, but I'm not showing anything to prove for it, you know. And it sucks, right? And then I was like, okay, you know, I gotta make some changes, right? But right after this Counter-Strike game, of course, you know, we gotta do that, right? And that's kind of something that happened, right? And I don't know what happened ever since. Like, this is not the first time that I've thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I not doing this instead? You know, I should be working and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this one moment, even though it's happened before, that one stuck with me the most. I don't know why. It was like the end of 2025, you know, Christmas time. Then that kind of happened, and then I kind of made a promise to myself that I would make sure that this year was going to be the year, right? This year's going to be the year, right? Now, I will say, right, without sounding like a little cocky bastard, and just for some context, I have a little business, you know, I do a little bit of video editing here and there, photo editing, all that kind of shit, right? But for the past 2 months, I would say I've probably made a total of like 800 in the past 2 months, which is okay for, you know, part-time business. It's not that bad. That's not my overall income, because I get other incomes from like some, you know, stock market and shit, but, you know, I wouldn't really classify that as full-on income, you know. But yeah, for the past 2 weeks, right, I've made a total of €1,000 off of just editing videos and stuff like that. But it's because I kind of sat down and actually did the videos and stuff, and actually went out of my way to try and get clients and all that kind of stuff, which I'm pretty proud of, right? Pretty proud of that. But yeah, before all this kind of stuff, right, there was 2 major things that I kept procrastinating about, right? And I procrastinate quite badly, you know, because a lot of the time, instead of working, and I think a lot of people are like this, gaming and just doing anything else is just so much more fun than working. And I feel like that was me for ages as well, and I find a lot of people to do that themselves. Like, for example, my 2 biggest factors for procrastinating was Counter-Strike and TikTok. And TikTok, right, I kind of got into this problem of doom scrolling. I'm pretty sure I made a video ages ago about this, but doom scrolling is the worst shit, man. Like, say if I'm lying down about to go to bed, doom scroll. Waste my time. Same with if I want to do work, right? I just get bored and then I start doom scrolling, all that kind of shit, right? Because I'm not fully clued in my work, because I'm too busy sitting scrolling on fucking TikTok. And then if I'm bored, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go play Counter-Strike as well. But Counter-Strike takes up so much of my fucking time. It's like an average of like 30 to 40 minutes every single fucking game, right? I love Counter-Strike, right? I really like the game. I'm not bad at the game, I think, right? I mean, I'm fucking gold number 1, so I couldn't be that good. But I love the game, right? I find a good enjoyment in the game. But it takes so long, and it's taking so much of my time. It's the same with TikTok on my phone. It's taking up so much of my time. You did not hear that voice crack, by the way, so shut the fuck up. No, the fuck you didn't, okay? But listen, I've been basically sitting down, procrastinating, not doing shit, right? I'm saying that I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to make this amount of money. But I'm fucking sitting here doing this shit, right? So, ever since that day that I had that one existential crisis playing Counter-Strike, I then thought to myself, fuck it, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna lock in, right? But in this video, I'm also going to be talking about, you know, a couple things that I think that help me lock in, you know, or help me actually sit down and do my work. And there's also this one saying that I seen somewhere, and I think it's probably one of the best sayings ever. Do crackheads ever say, I'm too broke to tweak? No. No, they don't, right? They get up and they make that shit happen, right? And are you saying that you're worse than a crackhead, right? That's what I'm saying, right? I seen this somewhere, right? Crackheads get up and they make sure that they tweak that day. They get up every morning. They make sure they're going to be tweaking by the evening, right? They're better people. Listen, I'm not saying that a crackhead's a better person than you, right? But they're definitely more, you know, go-getting, especially like myself. They're more go-getting than myself, you know. But listen, there's things that I wanted to accomplish in my life. And basically, if I don't start them now, I'm going to have less time to enjoy it. That there in itself, right, is fear. Like, there's a couple things that I think that make me lock in, you know, the most, you know, stuff like coffee. You know, I also have a calendar, you know, so I can put some dates at the very end, because I feel like I work better if I know I have a due date coming up, because then I actually start doing it beforehand. I don't know why. If you don't give me a date for shit, I won't do it. Coffee keeps me awake, you know, keeps me energized, so it's not that bad, you know. Those are pretty simple shit. But I mean, I've seen this somewhere, you know, I think it works. Fear-mongering's pretty good, you know, from my own personal experience. Anytime I'm thinking of, you know, not locking in and doing my work and, you know, making sure that I get somewhere in this shit, I always think to myself, if I don't do this now, I'm gonna die not being able to get whatever I want. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna be able to do that, you know. But I think the main thing that I think about is if I do it now, at least I can enjoy later in my life, you know, having more things to do. You know, I'll be able to have a more stable, you know, maybe 30s, 40s, 50s, however goddamn old I am. You know, and that's kind of like one of my main drives as well. Especially, like, I think another main drive is because I have so many ideas that I want to do for the likes of content or, like, you know, production and all that kind of stuff. Like, I have all these ideas I really want to do. And I think that's kind of like a lot of the main reason that I also want to, you know, sit down and do my work and stuff. And I mean, so far it's been working, and I'm hoping to keep this entire year kind of the rest of the same. Yeah, but shit, man. I mean, listen, I'm hoping that I can keep this going. I mean, I'm kind of happy enough with where I am now, where I'm locking in just a little bit, but I'm not at that stage that I can exactly be sitting comfortably in, you know, my massive penthouse with all this money. You know, I'm not at that stage yet. So I mean, for me personally, the grind's starting now. You know, I'm hoping to God I don't stop grinding, you know, and I hope to God, you know, later down the line, I don't know if future me is ever going to see this video, but hopefully I get somewhere in my life with this. You know, I don't want to end up just like a lot of other people, you know, who are just doing this, that, and the other. You know, I'm not like, because especially the fact that I live in such a small village as well. There's a lot of people who grow up in the village and stay around the village. I don't want to just fucking, you know, I don't want to just live my life like that, you know. There just isn't that much to it then, you know. You just kind of are all in the same area. I want to go places. I want to explore. I want to make a fucking name for myself. You know, that's kind of one thing that I really want in my life. I don't fear terribly much stuff, right? Pretty sure whenever I was younger, the thing that I feared the most was the likes of fucking elevators and spiders and shit, right? I'm not afraid of them anymore, right? I think the only thing I'm really afraid of, you know, technically, no, it's two things I'm afraid of now, right? Heights, you're not fucking getting me on a height, right? That's one thing. You are not getting me up there. And two, it's the fear of not being successful. Because I really want to make myself successful. I really want to do this. I really want to do that. And that's my biggest fear, right? Because I've got to realize, right? Or I think to myself, you know, what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen, right? And I really want to make sure that my mindset isn't about if it is going to happen. It should be about when it's going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, that's my thoughts on it. You know, that's kind of my experience so far, you know, for the past 2 fucking weeks. I mean, literally, it's only been 2 weeks. And I have so much things that I want to do and so much things that I want you guys to enjoy, especially, you know, content-wise and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we keep up the streak for the rest of the year. And of course, this is like one of the 4 videos I recorded on the same day. So, you know, if you're really curious about that, this is all recorded on the 14th. So, you know, I'm sure the next 3 videos are also going to be recorded on the 14th. So expect them to be at least, you know, a week from now. I don't fucking know. I mean, I think this coming out on Wednesday. I don't know. Yeah, but probably expect one on Saturday as well at like 9 p.m. But listen, my name is Boosh, and thank you very much, and bye! I shall see you